This is ByuN, possibly the greatest Terran player in StarCraft 2 when it comes to microcontrol. He is the player who reached such heights with his microcontrol that it made the developers of StarCraft 2 fix and balance his race to stop the playstyles that were OP exclusively in ByuN's hands. Here is how he started and how he paved his way to excellence and worldwide fame and glory. Surprisingly, ByuN's story started with a different race though. His first pick was Protoss, and he already played that race in 2010 GSL. Both times he failed to achieve any big bracket runs, and already in 2011 we would see him start his new journey with Terran race. But not that much could be said about ByuN in the first half of 2011. He would become a regular Codex player and he played mostly in domestic tournaments, but his results were still pretty inconsistent. However, by early 2012 he became a feared opponent with a distinct playstyle. Capable of doing pretty much anything, ByuN still favored macro games a bit more, and he was exceptionally well with his marine splits and target fire. One of his biggest accomplishments would be a best of 5 series versus Nasty, the best Zerg player of the world who was slowly losing his dominating positions with time, but was still a super tough obstacle to overcome. ByuN would 3-0 his formidable opponent, and if a player is fully capable of beating anybody in a long, tiresome macro game, you know this guy is going to achieve a lot. And here are some cool moments from that best of 5.
You know, it really is, but he has 3 Marauders, he has a wall, and oh my god, he actually opened up the wall.
That was like not supposed to happen there at all.
And the Baneling's gone up the ramp, but the Marauders are in the way. The Sea Chang doing a great job as well, and these Banelings just not doing what they're meant to do.
He needs to get the SCVs!
Oh!
How many killed?
22 so far. He's up to 25. The Zergling's still trying to get some. Will pick off that bunker, but that's about it for the attack. He's killed 25 SCVs, and as we've seen the supply, that's reflected.
I don't know. I want to say no, but I'm looking at this. These Banelings are not even going to finish. And the one result I never would have expected is a 3-0.
Yeah, of course.
With Nesty losing. I mean,
no, never expected this one, Tasteless, but ByuN has played just magnificently, and Nesty has not been able to keep up.
That's it. GG.
Unfortunately for ByuN, that tournament run ended in top 4, and that would also be his highest placement for the foreseeable future. Only one map away from advancing, ByuN would be stopped by Seed's impenetrable defense in Game 5.
2-2, it looks like Seed just waiting for 2-2 right now. I think that's the right choice. He's got to get that 2-2 upgrade, and it's so close, but it hasn't finished yet. He's losing a big chunk of his army.
It's going to be done in the next second. Here we go.
But he has to go now. He can't wait any longer. Can he actually keep these Colossi alive? The Siege Tank's trying to target them down. The Vikings as well.
Colossi are not doing the damage they need to do. They're way too far back there. But with
2-2 Archons and everything else, he is gonna break through.
Seed, you badass.
This is
get your SCVs.
And also, Terran race in general ran out of luck, as the freshly introduced February patch buffed Zerg race quite a lot, and made it almost impossible to compete with high-level Zerg players in the late game, not even for such talented players as ByuN. By mid-2012, most Zerg players would become much stronger to overcome as they learned how to utilize the late-game army. You can learn more about that patch in our video here. This was obviously not the only problem for ByuN, as the competition was also getting more cutthroat, and soon there would be a high influx of pro players from Brood War and Caspa. Anyhow, the rest of 2012 would be lackluster, with sporadic GSL placements and an overall decline in results. While 2013 was promising to Terran players in general, it was not great for ByuN. In fact, he struggled to get back to his Premier shape, and he wasn't able to qualify for WCS Korea Premier League, which was basically the most important and prestigious tournament at that time. This was a huge drop in terms of results, and ByuN needed to catch up. In late 2013 he would also try to qualify for IM Sao Paulo, but he failed, and that would be the final match of his career. Even though he was listed as a member of Team Prime for Pro League, he would never appear in any official matches anymore. But was that the end for ByuN's career? For years, it seemed exactly so. While there is no official statement about his retirement, he would not appear on any GSL or other matches, even if he was listed there to participate. There were no comments from himself, his team, or his coach from Team Prime. He disappeared, but then he returned to become a one-man army. In April 2015, he started playing tournaments again, but by this time many people forgot about his existence. He played mostly online cups and never really played in any official Premier tournaments. But it was also the time for the newest expansion, Legacy of the Void, and ByuN would soon become a really strong contender in the new version of StarCraft 2. The good part about Legacy of the Void was that this was somewhat of a different game. It was much faster than How to Do Swarm, and the gameplay was much more macro-focused, allowing players with greater multitasking and macro abilities to excel, which fitted ByuN perfectly. It was already observable at the first major event Ting Open, which ByuN actually won, and it was filled with great players, by the way. But his first official premier match happened 2 years after his inactivity period. It was 2016 StarCraft 2 Star League Season 1, a premier event that was running in parallel with GSL. ByuN scored victories against such big names as Su and Alive, but was ultimately eliminated by stats in a very close series in the lower bracket. Still, it was an impressive comeback after such obscurity that he went through. He was also still teamless and had no help in Team House and Casper-dominated South Korea, where everyone relied on teammates, shared knowledge and experience, but ByuN was left alone and he had to fight his way through in solitude. However, the real big breakthrough would happen slightly later. Already at that point of time, ByuN was one of the first Terran players who seemed to figure out StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void a bit better than the rest of the pro scene. He successfully qualified for Codes in 2016 and faced his first group consisting of Seed, Lucira and Classic. A tough one actually, and ByuN lost his first match to Lucira. He then played Seed and took a sweet 2-0 revenge for that GSL 2012 when Seed stopped his first potential championship. He then proceeded to have a rematch against Lucira, and that particular series was already a marker of the future coming storm, as exactly there ByuN demonstrated jaw-dropping micro and incredible resilience that allowed him to withstand against a strong Zerg player.
The pressure getting to him perhaps, just not really going to work out here. This wall, it does have that one supply depot that is weak, and that is what he's going to go for here. Coming on through, but there's already a bunker, there's a Hellion, he could pull his SCVs. He doesn't even need to pull his SCVs, he just fights this straight up. He didn't even need the bunker.
Yep, and ByuN knows that he's won. He's talking to himself, like, yeah,
GG.
However, his next group was a group of death. It featured both SOS and Dark, arguably two strongest players of Protoss and Zerg race respectively, and at that time as well. And if that was not enough, the group also had Cure, a solid, experienced and well-rounded Terran player from prestigious team Jynare Green Wings. In his first match, ByuN surprisingly defeated SOS with ease after dealing with SOS tricky build orders, but then it was Dark, and it was certainly a Dark favorite match. The first game was a long macro one, and Dark confidently crushed ByuN's late game, but the next two showed what ByuN would become famous for: his impeccable, precise and even inhuman microcontrol. Let's just watch a few moments from those games.
There's even a Widowmine with this now too, which if it gets a money hit on the Lings, the game ends.
Scan here too to deny some creep.
Nice Biles. Yeah, that was really sick. But I mean, no matter how well he micros here, he's going to have a bad time. Great positioning on this ramp. He should just pick up.
Ooh, he's actually
it doesn't matter either way.
Just going to micro out of that. Combat shields finish after.
Counterattack here is easily defended with the bunker. He was prepared.
GG. ByuN, he's not out of it
these
yet.
These positions are really good for this. He's cleared up so much creep already. Coming from this good angle here, once again on the high ground. Targets that Baneling down very well. Targets all of them down.
The huge targets, and even though there's so many queens over here, getting a really nice trade.
He targets the Banes again. He is just a Baneling target fire here, man. He's on a shooting range. That's game, I think.
That's going to be it.
That's
he loses everything. ByuN, he's going to get out of the group in first place.
There you go, GG, ByuN, he does it.
This way, ByuN found himself in the playoffs bracket, but his run didn't stop there. He then scored victories against Ryang and Deer and reached the finals for the first time in his life. This was already a massive achievement from a player with no financial support, no team, no practice partners, and yet he was already that far. This impressive achievement would give him a nickname of one-man army, but there was still one last foe to defeat. It was SOS. To the contrary, SOS had everything in life and game that he could have desired. By that time he already won 2 global finals. He was the most accomplished and decorated Protoss player in the world and the highest earning player in StarCraft 2. He was known for his visionary playstyle, absolutely crazy build orders and tactics, but he could also handle any macro game with ease. On top of that, he could always rely on the support from his team Jynare Green Wings, with players like Cure and Maru to practice and prepare for ByuN in the finals. In other words, SOS had everything while ByuN had nothing. Nothing except for hope, joy and love for this game that was shining out of ByuN after every victory he claimed. He quickly became a fan favorite not only for his in-game skills, but also because of how genuine this guy was. No matter if you watch him live or through the screen, he would energize you with his emotions and you couldn't help but get excited for his games and share the emotions together with ByuN. His vigorous, high-spirited attitude was something everybody loved ByuN for. So these finals were set almost as the ending of a Hollywood movie, and the first game already delivered with double proxy that spiraled this game into chaos.
Heading here, going eastbound. ByuN's Marines are not going to be able to get there in time.
ByuN in trouble, already pulling out his SCVs. He's going to go ahead and kill these Marines first and then go after the SCVs. Taking a couple down already, going after that mule as well.
Meanwhile, the Widow Mine drop is coming in.
Oh, ByuN was not looking. That is so big. He prevents it, and the Oracle's still doing damage. ByuN was microing at home. Giant for SOS.
He did not get that in there.
No, he did not. This gives SOS a ton more time to take care of this. Okay,
coming back
this
in.
Will come out. Oh my god, oh my god! Okay, only 3. That could have been way worse. SOS was messing up on that, but an Oracle is here to tag it. Removes that Widow. These 4 Oracles should be able to do massive damage. They are going to be able to pick off Cyclones in a matter of seconds. Coming back for the Marines as well. This is about the dirtiest fight I've ever seen.
One of the most insane early games in StarCraft 2 history. This is like the weirdest game.
Guys, this is the series that we're going to be watching tonight.
I think that's it. Yeah, there it is. GG.
But for the next 2 games, ByuN was showing his amazing speed and decision making, outperforming SOS on every single front, especially when it came to harass and Widow Mine drops.
Does SOS have enough? Guns down the pylon, does he? Okay, he's going for it. Picks up again. Gotta be careful here. He's slowly losing Marines.
Huge play by ByuN. 2 Widow Mines coming right in after that. A Marine attack. A little bit later, but that's fine.
ByuN's looking for an opening, and SOS is not going to give it to him.
Okay, a couple ghosts kind of poking out at the front right now. EMPs can be amazing against this.
Dark Shrine on the way for some counter harass.
Okay, 2-2 is almost here for ByuN. It's finishing up just a second.
Right,
Those EMPs, here they come! This is starting! The Vikings being microed back! Beautiful kiting there on the Vikings!
He's doing a great job staying out of the void ray range. He's kiting too well! The Colossi cannon is dropping!
Oh, this kiting on the Vikings is so good! He's picking up all the crosses! SOS, there's nothing he can do! His splash damage is gone!
He's landed the Vikings! There's too much! ByuN's control is too good! He's pressing forward! And I think SOS will lose this game!
He can't break that ramp though. All he can do is deny the space for now, guys. Like, going up the ramp is death, but that's a lot of void rays.
Oh, he's engaging!
Wasn't ready for the start of that. Loses 2 void rays right off the bat. In the meantime, ByuN hitting at 2 different locations. A big push getting that mothership core. Right. Another shade as the units come over to actually fight him here. ByuN just trying to eliminate them as quickly as he possibly can. More being warped in. And in fact, a huge shade in here at the natural. Actually, really poorly positioned.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, it was.
SOS was not paying attention. He's feeding right now.
Oh god, that was a big mistake. You're right about that, Tasteless. Shading into the worst possible area where he was not on top of the units. Oh my god, ByuN comes out and wipes the rest of the army. SOS is in a terrible spot.
He's continuing to press now. Really take SOS out.
Yeah, he's stemming, he's coming in, already in overcharge. He's gonna have to really utilize all of his tech here.
SOS with a really good angle, taking cover behind his structures.
He needs that thermal lance, he can't let that die. 2 Colossus now trying to help him. He's got the Adepts in the front, the Widow Mines come up and bro. He's forcing SOS back, targets out 1 Colossus, the other as well. ByuN looks like he's got a GG!
These 2 games and the previous defeat in the group stage potentially damaged SOS morale, as he would make a lot more mistakes than usual. And maybe it wasn't his best day, or maybe ByuN was just unstoppable. Another interesting observation is the conditions in which both players were. SOS would be surrounded by supportive team members, while ByuN was all alone, speaking to himself and encouraging himself to go forward.
That is a big amount of adepts in the main base. He might be able to get some good damage in.
Okay, Sim Marines are going to take out these adepts, no problem. Oh! So sick! He's everywhere!
ByuN ready for absolutely everything, but he's starting to pick off some of these SCVs at least. He's keeping ByuN busy right now. That's definitely something.
What? That was a
I don't
mistake.
know. That was not the right
That's
move.
it! GG!
Oh my god.
SOS has to survive the next few minutes, or this game is going to end. He is going to come in here. The Colossus is bruised. SOS knows it's coming, but does that matter? Can he stop it?
Not so sure. Coming up once again, giving it a try. Does not have many stalkers here. The Marines trying to pick those off.
Okay.
There are Vikings in production. I was thinking about
oh my god. He's in. SOS has been moved out of position.
SOS going to lose his third base. ByuN has his own third already down. He has a bigger army, has better upgrades. He has everything right now.
And look at this, he can back out, but knowing ByuN, he might just engage anyways. He's going for it, he's going on top of the Colossus! One Colossus remaining! He needs to keep it back! SOS's life depends on this! Maybe it doesn't anyways! ByuN is just too good with his control!
This is it, Tasteless! SOS is done! Oh my god! ByuN! Teamless ByuN is the GSL Codes champion! I can't even believe it!
This is unreal! History has been made! He has proven you don't need to be on a team! You don't need a custom team! You can do it all on your own!
This is a new moment in the history of StarCraft. A new moment in esports.
This victory became the best GSL finals for many StarCraft 2 fans around the globe. Maybe they were slightly one-sided, but it was certainly the most emotional finals that concluded in a happy end for everyone. Well, maybe except for SOS. ByuN surpassed every possible expectation, and what's also interesting, he showed a path for all fellow Terran players in time when it seemed like the Terran race was underpowered. The future ahead of him was bright, and he was only getting started. Soon after, he would perform at WCS Global Finals, where he set a new record and pretty much forced the developers to change the balance and certain units so that ByuN would not be as OP as he was. But we'll talk about that in part 2. For now, it's the end of part 1. Thanks a lot for watching. Check out our story about SOS and his achievements in Heart of the Swarm. Have a nice day and see you next time.